Alrighty, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to go into a deeper dive into the tools. One of my favorite parts of After Effects is the tools. So I'm going to turn off After Effects, the name here, okay? And what I want to do is I want to go through all the tools that they have, okay? Now, you'll notice the tools panel is turned on, but if I click on it, it disappears. So you can move this around wherever it needs to be. Okay, well, it won't let me move it. I don't know why it's doing that, but that's okay. We'll just leave it up there. But basically, here's what we got. We have the selection tool. We have the hand tool, the zoom tool. These ones are not going to be active. Rotation tool, pan behind, rectangle, pen, text, paint, clone stamp, eraser, roto brush, and puppet position pin tool. Okay, and then, so these right here are not active because you need a 3D space for that. So these are not going to work. Okay, but we'll talk about these three right here. We'll talk about the text, the brush, the rectangle. I don't really use rectangle or the pen tool really that much. It's, you know, you can use it, but look, here's the reality for me personally, and this goes from my 20 years of experience. I use Photoshop for just about everything when it comes to creating graphics and any type of digital asset. Everything is made in Photoshop. And then Premiere Pro I use for layout, to lay everything out. And After Effects I use for animation, for special effects, and for touching up video. That's really what After Effects is used for in my world. Okay, now that doesn't mean that you can't use these tools or they're not important. But again, the selection tool, if I grab that one, let's go to 18 seconds in the timeline here. I can select the text. Now if I hit V, I can select the background, I can select the text. Okay. You can also just come over here and select them as well. But that's why the selection tool is important. Now the hand tool, what that does is if you hit, you just go around like this. I was going to say hit space bar and do it. That's a Photoshop thing. But in After Effects, you just would grab the hand tool, which is H, and then you can do that. So if I hit H, I can move around the timeline. You can zoom in, and then if you hit H, you can move the screen around to wherever you need to. Now this is one of the reasons why I say, if you can use the full screen of your monitor for just the canvas, this is why you would do it, so that you don't really have to zoom in that much, and then this tool is not really necessary. If I hit the letter Z, then we're using the zoom tool. And if I hold Option on the Mac, Alt on the PC, I can zoom out. And if I just let go and click in, then I'm zooming in. Okay. Then we have the rotation tool. I really don't use this because you can select it here and I guess you need it. You can grab the rotation tool and then you can rotate it. Too much Photoshop action for me. Okay. Then you have the pan behind. Okay. Rectangle tool. Here's the rectangle tool. Okay. You know, the pen tool, text tool we've used a few times. Okay. Brush tool. I'm going to actually expand that out. There we go. All right. Then we have the, and if you hit S, that will expand all your layers out. And I didn't know that until I hit S. So I'm going to tell you that. All right. I'm going to hit Command S to save. S if you want to expand all the layers out. I'm going to collapse those. Bring them back in. But basically, so you have the paintbrush, then you have the clone stamp tool. This will clone an item. Okay, so, but it's for images, not for text. Okay, you have the eraser tool. So if you want to erase something, let's see if it'll let us erase the magenta. It should. Select the layer and then select the tool, and no, it will not let us erase. Okay, that's fine. Then you have the Roto brush tool, drag over foreground, option drag over background. Okay, then we have the puppet position tool as well. Okay, so those are all the tools. And again, I showed you the ones that I normally use. The selection tool, which the shortcut is V, the hand tool, which the shortcut is H, the zoom tool, which the shortcut is Z, the rectangle tool I've been known to use, that's Q, the text tool I use all the time, which is, the shortcut for that is Command T. I was going to say T, but that's Photoshop. To collapse to expand all the layers, you hit S, okay, which I figured out by mistake. But that's a good thing to know, right? So there you go. And then the brush tool and the eraser tool. You can use both of those. So again, they don't have a lot of tools in Final Cut Pro, in After Effects. This is similar to Premiere Pro. They don't have a lot of tools in either one because most of the work is done, honestly, it's done in Photoshop. That's where all the assets are made, and then this is the next, it's like an assembly line. If you're building a car, right? The frame of the car gets built at the beginning of the assembly line, and then the components, the engine, all that stuff gets put in Premiere Pro. And then the look and the feel and the functionality, which is After Effects, is at the end of the assembly line. So that's the order of the assembly line. Okay, so that's the tools panel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.